Welcome back to Top 5.
The arena was set, a colossal structure floating in the void of space, filled with spectators from every corner of the anime universe. The Who Will Win tournament was renowned for its brutal matches, where heroes and villains alike faced off in a battle for supremacy. Today, the air crackled with anticipation as the first round was about to begin. The spotlight shone brightly on two formidable opponents, Monkey D. Luffy, the Straw Hat Pirate and Captain of the Thousand Sunny, ranked 10, and Muzan Kibutsuji, the infamous progenitor of demons, ranked 23. As the announcer's voice boomed through the arena, Luffy stood confidently, his trademark straw hat tilted slightly forward. His eyes sparkled with excitement, and a grin stretched across his face. "I'm going to be the Pirate King. Bring it on," he shouted, his voice echoing through the stands. On the opposite end stood Muzan, a figure draped in an elegant black coat, his skin pale and his eyes piercing like daggers. An aura of malevolence surrounded him, sending chills through the crowd. "You think you can defeat me, boy? I have lived for over 1,000 years and have taken countless lives." "Your bravado is amusing," he replied, his voice smooth yet chilling. The bell rang, signaling the start of the match. Luffy wasted no time, channeling his Gomu Gomu no pistol, a powerful punch that could send shockwaves through the air. His rubbery fist shot forward with blinding speed, aimed directly at Muzan's face. But Muzan was quick, evading the attack with a graceful sidestep, his body dissolving into shadow for a moment before reappearing. "You'll need to be faster than that," Muzan taunted, his voice laced with arrogance. In an instant, he retaliated, extending his arm and unleashing a barrage of blood demon techniques. Sharp tendrils of crimson surged towards Luffy, aiming to pierce his flesh. Luffy, however, was not one to be easily intimidated. Gomu Gomu no Gear second. He activated his technique, his body swelling with steam and energy. The speed and power of his attacks increased tenfold as he danced around the tendrils, evading them effortlessly. With a burst of speed, he closed the distance and launched himself at Muzan, delivering a flurry of punches that landed with tremendous force. Muzan grunted, momentarily staggered by the onslaught. "Impressive, but futile," he hissed, his eyes narrowing as he activated his blood demon art, creating a massive wall of flesh that absorbed Luffy's blows. The wall pulsated, and from it, several grotesque limbs sprouted, reaching out to ensnare Luffy. But Luffy was relentless. Gomu Gomu no Red Hawk. He ignited his fist in flames, striking the wall with a fierce uppercut. The explosion shattered Muzan's defense, sending him reeling back. The crowd roared, the energy palpable as Luffy pressed forward, sensing an opening. However, Muzan was far from defeated. He grinned, revealing his fangs. "You've made this interesting, Luffy. But now, let's see how you handle true despair." He summoned a dark aura, transforming his body into a swirling mass of shadows. With a flick of his wrist, he unleashed a storm of blood projectiles, sharp as daggers, that rained down on Luffy. Luffy dodged and weaved, but several projectiles grazed him, leaving deep cuts across his arms and legs. "I won't give up," he shouted defiantly, his spirit unbroken. He activated his gear fourth, the air around him crackling with energy. Gomu Gomu no Boundman. His body inflated, muscles bulging as he surged forward, the very ground shaking beneath him. With newfound power, Luffy barreled into Muzan, delivering a devastating punch that sent the demon flying across the arena. But Muzan, ever the cunning fighter, twisted midair and landed gracefully, his eyes glowing with fury. "Enough games," he roared, his voice echoing ominously. He summoned his blood demon art once more, manifesting a massive, monstrous figure made entirely of blood and flesh that towered over Luffy. "This is my true form. Feel the wrath of 1,000 years of darkness." Luffy stared up at the monstrous entity, momentarily taken aback. But he shook off the fear and grinned wider. "I can't let you win. I'm going to be the Pirate King." He charged at the creature, fists flying as he struck with everything he had. Each punch resonated, but the monster absorbed the blows, growing stronger with every hit. Realizing that brute force alone wouldn't suffice, Luffy took a step back, strategizing. He remembered the power of his friends and the bonds they forged. "I won't fight alone, even if you're a monster," he shouted, channeling all his willpower. Drawing on the spirit of his crew, he focused. Gomu Gomu no King Kong Gun. He launched himself into the air, his fist engulfed in a golden aura, roaring like a beast as he descended upon Muzan's monstrous form. The impact was cataclysmic. The arena shook, and a blinding light erupted from the collision. The monstrous figure screamed, shattering under Luffy's might. But as the dust settled, Muzan emerged from the wreckage, bloodied but not broken. "You're a worthy opponent, Luffy, but this ends now." With a final act of desperation, Muzan unleashed a flood of blood, transforming it into razor-sharp blades that surged toward Luffy. But this time, Luffy was ready. He gathered all his strength, channeling the essence of his determination. "I won't let you take my dreams." Gomu Gomu no Pirate King. In a final clash, Luffy met the onslaught head-on, his fist colliding with the blades, shattering them in a spectacular explosion of power. But in that moment, Muzan, wounded and desperate, lunged forward, sinking his fangs into Luffy's shoulder, delivering a lethal blow. Luffy gasped, the pain searing through him as he felt the life draining. But with a fierce determination, he pushed through the agony, channeling every ounce of strength he had left. With one last swing, he delivered a monumental punch that sent Muzan crashing to the ground. As Luffy stood, bloodied and battered, he watched as Muzan lay defeated, his body beginning to dissolve into shadows. I won," Luffy whispered, a smile breaking through the pain. But as Muzan's essence faded, he let out a final, chilling laugh. "You may have won the battle, but the war is far from over." With that, Muzan Kibutsuji, the eternal demon, was no more. The crowd erupted into cheers, but Luffy fell to his knees, the adrenaline fading as he clutched his shoulder. The first round of the Who Will Win tournament had ended, and though he was victorious, the cost had been great. In that moment, Luffy realized that being the Pirate King wasn't just about strength, it was about the sacrifices made and the bonds forged along the way. The echoes of the arena blended with the cheers as he vowed to continue fighting for his dreams, no matter the odds. And so, in the grand tournament, one victor emerged, but the scars of battle would linger, marking the beginning of a new journey filled with challenges yet to come.